This episode is brought to you by Peloton. Step up your sweat with the Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus. Swivel your screen 360 degrees and follow your favorite instructors on and off your tread. Track your form and reps with the movement tracking camera. Feel supported as you train on the cushioned slap belt. And move to the beat with Sound by Sonos. Elevate your workouts with the Cross-Training Tread Plus.
When you want your spring break to feel like... and your kids' pool day to feel like... and your hotel bed to feel like... ooh, and room service to feel like... because at Hilton, hospitality feels like...
Your cabana's ready. Would you like fresh towels?
It matters where you stay. Book now at Hilton.com. Hilton, for the stay.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I wanted to talk on this tweet that I seen from Pirate Nation, where it's talking about, I guess, it's like a former Ubisoft developer, pretty much like, well, I mean, it ain't like news, it's one of those things like we all kind of already knew of that and stuff, because, yeah, you know, when you look at Ubisoft back in the day, like, I feel, in my opinion, their last good game was, The Division, you know, because that game it seemed like that it had a proper roadmap on what they wanted that game to be. And yeah, when I played The Division, I was like, whoa, wow, wait a minute. I'm like, I wasn't expecting this game to be this good. And yeah, I think I had posted the videos of when I played The Division for the first time. I was hooked on that game. That's a game that I still play till this day. The very first Division game. I do be playing a little bit more of 2. But no, yeah, The Division 1, that was, in my opinion, that was their last good game. Ghost Recon Wildlands, that game was good too. But I haven't really played too much of it to overall have an opinion on it. But if I probably did have to say, yeah, Ghost Recon, it seemed like that with those games, they had a good thing going. But I feel like the downfall of Ubisoft was when they released Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I feel like that's when their downfall had happened, because they wasn't focused on their other games. Like, I feel like that there were games that they promised, but then eventually it was, because no, I think they showed that, and that was when they did them like E3 events. They showed what The Division was, and then when the game came out, it was a completely different game. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why would you guys show this trailer, make it seem like that's the game that we're getting? Now, don't get me wrong, The Division 1 was good, but what they showed in that trailer, I'm like, I think I would have liked to have played that game too, you know, because it does look like, it looks like if it was like a remastered or like a new version of The Division. Like, if they do decide that's the route that they should go down, I think they tried to kind of touch up on it with The Division 2, but yeah, it was like, it just seemed like that their mind wasn't really with the other Ubisoft games. Like, their mind was just locked in on Rainbow Six Siege. But anyways, reading this tweet from Pirate Nation, so it goes on to say, a former Ubisoft developer has admitted that the studio is now hated by a large part of the public, and that it is far from impossible for Ubisoft to make great games again. And then it's a quoted, this next part. It says, Ubisoft is now hated by a large part of the public for a decade of disappointing releases, hated by many of its own developers for years of mismanagement, and hated by the market for its poor editorial and financial planning. Yeah, because my thing is this, all right? Again, like what I was just saying, you put all, and still to this day, putting all of their time and attention into Rainbow Six Siege. Now, this is the part that trips me out about Ubisoft, right? They come out with Rainbow Six Extraction. Now, that's like Rockstar coming out with Grand Theft Auto 6, but still doing updates to Grand Theft Auto 5, and then they just abandoned Grand Theft Auto. Well, no, they actually did kind of do that with Red Dead Redemption. In my opinion, Red Dead Redemption was a much more better game. I just think that, yeah, multiplayer was a little different and stuff. But no, yeah, I think if they would have given Rainbow or Red Dead Redemption 2 the same love and attention that they did Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2 would have by far been a much more better game. But yeah, it just seemed like that they had all their, and you know, the thing is this, it's like, okay, have it where you do updates on Grand Theft Auto 5, but you definitely need to be more focused on your latest game. Now, what sense would that make for Rockstar to release Grand Theft Auto 6, but they're still doing updates to Grand Theft Auto 5? Probably, if anything, I could see them doing like patch updates to fix things. I'm like, fam, the game is 13 years old. Like, what? Let that no. When Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, I don't want to see no DLCs, no nothing for Grand Theft Auto 5. But I just have a strange feeling like, no, they are gonna try to do that. They're gonna be like, oh no, new DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm like, fam, you guys gotta let that game go. But no, Ubisoft, they didn't do that. They didn't let Rainbow Six Siege go. They came out with a whole new video game, Rainbow Six Extraction, and yeah, and they just turned around and was all like, we're still gonna do more things with Rainbow Six Siege. And what's crazy is that, hold on for a second, let's just see where the player count is with Rainbow Six Extraction, because it's not a lot. Rainbow Six Extraction Steam player, and this is just talking on Steam. They ain't talking on like PlayStation, Xbox, and all that stuff. Dang. I mean, and then let's just see what it is with whatchamacallit, Siege, Steam player count. That is insane, bro. Man. So Rainbow Six Extraction, this game came out after 3 years ago. Dang, that's insane to think that game came out 3 years ago. But 2,338 players, all-time peak of when they released the game and stuff. In a 24-hour peak, they had 74 players, and currently right now they got 43 players playing the game. How is it? I just don't understand. Like, how did you guys, and you could have just transferred all that stuff over to Rainbow Six Extraction? Like, I don't understand. Like, you guys could have, because the thing is this, you could have just had it where, yeah, there was the PvP mode in Rainbow Six Extraction, but then there was like that monster, like the other like OG content where that could have been playable, but you could have transferred over the PvP content from Rainbow Six Siege to Rainbow Six Extraction. What's up with that? Like, I'm trying to piece it together. How is it that you guys did that? And then with Rainbow Six Siege, this game, it had an all-time peak 2 years ago with 201,000 players. In a 24-hour peak, they had 105,000 players, and currently right now they got 47,000 players. How is it that a game that you guys released 11 years ago got more players than a game that you released 3 years ago? Like, and that's one of those things where I'm like, Ubisoft, you guys shouldn't be surprised on where you're at right now when it comes to gaming. Like, don't get me wrong, Ubisoft, like, you guys have played a big part in my adult life when it comes to gaming, but at the same time, I'm like, there are so many flaws for your guys' game, from optimization issues in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Wildlands, just the controls feeling so weird. But it's like that, I feel like, with all their third-person games, because I think Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I didn't play enough of that to get a feel of the controls and stuff. From what I did play, it seemed like it was getting better, you know. And then, but yeah, then with the Division 1 and 2, like, there's at times where he be, like, my character be getting stuck on stuff, and I'm like, bruh, what is the problem? Like, why can't he not just walk off and, you know, hide somewhere else if he's being shot at? But he'll get stuck on the wall. He'll just get the flipping back and forth. And I'm like, fam, I don't know what you guys got going on, but I'm like, that's not normal. Then canceling video games, because what? They canceled that Heartland Division game. That was supposed to be like a free-to-play Division game. And they decided at the last moment, oh, we're going to cancel it. We're going to come out with a trailer, but we're going to cancel it. And I'm telling you right now, I know people are going to probably be all like, nah, bro, you just crazy. And it makes me honestly feel crazy. I could have sworn that they were going to add zombies into the Division 1. Hold on for a second. Now I feel like I gotta look it up. Because was Ubisoft going to add zombies to the Division 1? Searching. Ubisoft did not officially add zombies to Division 1, and in fact, developers confirmed that they would not be included. The game was designed to maintain a realistic, grounded, Tom Clancy-inspired settings focused on viral pandemic rather than the supernatural undead creatures. No official zombie mode. Despite requests for a zombie-like survival mode, Ubisoft maintained that zombies did not fit the game's realistic RPG settings. Reanimated. Oh yeah, I remember that event. I could have sworn they came out with a trailer where they had they made it seem like that zombies was gonna be included. I'm telling you, man, I feel if I ever do find that trailer, I don't know if I'm trying to think. I wonder if I reacted to the trailer. I'm gonna bring up my main channel because I'm like I got to see and stuff because no, I'm like that's just insane. I'm for it to for that, the Division 2 teaser. No, dang, man, where did I see the Division Resurgence? That was from 2022. Nah, that's not what I'm looking for. That is not what I'm looking for. Dang, bruh. I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm like, I could have sworn I seen the trailer and it just, yeah, maybe I am going crazy or something. I could have sworn I seen a trailer where they included zombie, or they made it seem like that they were gonna have zombies in it and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like, yeah, you guys could have did some stuff like that. You guys could have, and just had it where it was a mode. Like my thing, what's so funny is that they say that they're trying to be realistic, but I'm like, fam, the Division, in my opinion, is probably the most unrealistic game out there because the amount of times you can dump. Now, when them coming out with this realism mode, still a little bit unrealistic, but I would have to say it plays a little bit better compared to what the Division was before, because you can dump whole magazines into people and it does absolutely nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, if we're going to be realistic, I think that it needs to be all the way realistic and not just somewhat realistic. To me, that just doesn't even make any sense. You'll have it where it takes you multiple times to do missions, to get a weapon, or multiple times to kill a boss in that game, but you can't add zombies. Explain, but you can. Then no, what's so crazy is that but you guys can come out with Rainbow Six Extraction, where it was like some zombie monster things that they had in that game. You could do that, but you can't come out with zombies in the Division. And meanwhile, there was a whole video game before they decided, oh, let's make it into an extraction shooter. There was a whole video game that was teasing that, making it seem like that they were going to be coming out with a Division-like game with zombies the day before. So I'm saying, it can be possible. It can happen, but yeah, it just seems like Ubisoft, their mind is, we only want to focus on Rainbow Six Siege. My question is why is it that you guys focus on that game so much? Because hold on for a second. Let's just see what the situation is with their other games. Because I know the Division 1 is probably not going to have a whole lot of players in its Steam player count. Let's see, 2, open that up, and then, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, open that up, and then Wildlands, open that up. Let's just see where all the, player counts is at. So I discussed Rainbow Six Extraction. And then, so with the first Division, they had, all-time peak 10 years ago with 114,000 players. And then in a 24-hour peak, they had 3,000 players. And currently right now they got 1,500 players. That's in the first Division. The second Division, dang, that's just so crazy. 2 days ago, and that's because they got it where this game is on sale now for like $6.99, I believe. Or no, actually $2.99. But 27,000 players in a 2-day all-time peak. Like, it was 2 days ago. 24-hour peak, they had 21,000 players, and they currently got 10,000 players in the game right now. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, 14,000 players 1.7 years ago. 3,000 players in a 24-hour peak, and then 1,600 players currently in the game right now. And then in Wildlands, 45,000 players, 3,000 in an all-time peak, 3,000 players in a 24-hour peak, and 1,500 players in the game right now. And it's still nowhere near Rainbow Six Siege. And I'm like, man, if you guys sit that game down and focus on your other games, trust me, you will have, because when you see the updates that come out for the Division, it just seems like they're not there with that game. Like, mentally, they're not there. They're like, we don't know what we want to do with this game. And I'm like, fam, if you gotta add like a mod thing where it's like, okay, leave it up to the fans on what they want. I'm saying, like, because I see that worked out so well with Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, you guys can very well do that with the game. That should be your guys' next big update, you know. And then with the Division 1, yeah, I guess like maybe remastering that game, have it where it's like, you know, it plays out like the Division 2, because I will say that the Division 2 does play a little bit better than the Division 1, so maybe do that. Ghost Recon Wildlands and Breakpoint, I maybe do some stuff, because Wildlands, it seemed like those are like more story driven games, but still I just feel like I need to play more of those games to kind of have a better understanding of what could get added into those games and stuff. But I feel like that Ghost Recon Wildlands, like, as big as that map was, like, they did have a lot of different things to do. So I feel like they made that game by accident. Like, that game wasn't supposed to come out, because it's probably that good of a game. And then Breakpoint, I'm like, yeah, that's another game where I'm like, you know, even there are other like games outside of the Tom Clancy series, from The Crew to Assassin's Creed to Skull and Bones. I'm trying to think of some other games. Like, there's so many different games from Ubisoft where it's like you guys could have been focused on those games. Hold on for a second. Let me bring up their list of games. Where's the Division at? Did I uninstall? Oh, no, there it goes. I was about to say, did I uninstall the Division 1? I'm like, I don't remember doing that. But anyways, you guys can come out with another Splinter Cell game. What else? You know, you did do that third person view thing with Avatar, so I'll give you that. You did do that. You guys should have been done came out with another For Honor game. Far Cry, I feel like, yeah, you guys are doing all right with Far Cry. You did all right with that last Assassin's Creed. What else? Yeah, there's some other games where I'm like, the Star Wars game. I'm like, you guys could have did more with that. But it just seems like that the only thing that they want to focus on is Rainbow Six Siege. And I'm like, man, you know, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, enough is enough. Focus on another game. Like, it don't even make no sense why you guys are focused on that game so much. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for a next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.